Winter can bring significant challenges to the Frontenac Islands. Keeping the lines of communication open is important. We'll examine a vital link between Simcoe and Wolfe Islands today, with little help.
My name is Mitchell Hughes. I'm a Simcoe Ferry operator here on Simcoe Island.
The ferry, the Frontenac Islands, Simcoe Islander 2, is an important vessel. I asked Mitchell how long he's been operating.
Just a little under a year, so new to this.
I couldn't help but wonder, what makes the Simcoe Islanders special?
Well, I would say mostly the community, the fact that we're just one of the few islands of the 1,000 islands that has the cable ferry, and the fact that it's such a small and tight-knit community kind of makes it special. So you really recognize a lot of people coming over here in the summertime and in the wintertime, and connects the Wolfe Island and Simcoe together, and there's a very, very tight community between the two of them.
The ferry works on demand, and it's not uncommon to see it travel back and forth. I asked Mitchell what visitors to the island should know.
So I would say to anyone coming over who's never been before, it is a day pass. You do have to pay to come across. So it's $7 for a small vehicle or $18 for a large vehicle, $2 for walking if you're wanting to do this trek right now in the wintertime. But we do get a lot of bird watchers. Snowy owls are quite common over here on Simcoe, so we do get a bit of that. And then there's also just a few trails. There's the lighthouse at the end of the island. Although it is on private property, it's still a nice site for those who are photographers or any sightseeing adventurers. So.
At this time of year, as the ferry pulls ahead, you can't help but notice that it's travelling in a clearly defined lane. I wonder if that poses problems from time to time.
Yeah, it's been a little bit tricky because this is my first time dealing with this season. So I would say the biggest issues are the icing. You just get a lot of ice into the pulleys, and then it kind of drags into the engine room. And so we're just doing a lot of clearing and stuff like that. So what we try to do is we don't want to go too hard into the dock and kind of go out lightly, trying to drag out some of the ice and then not bring in too much as we come in. So it's just trying to make sure that the gaps are made and that we have a little bit of space when we need to make that docking process.
As the ferry approached the Wolfe Island end, I couldn't help but wonder about that docking process.
Yeah, it's getting pretty cold, so we've actually had a few occasions where the boat has actually frozen overnight and it's been frozen on shore. So we've had to get somebody's tractor to push it off the shore and kind of give it a little boost. But other than that, freezing, not too bad in the days, but nighttime, you definitely got to keep an eye on that.
On this short cable run, the likelihood of an emergency is rare. But I asked Mitchell about preparations.
Yeah, so they do have us doing our small vessel certificate. So specifically for cable ferries, that's where we're trained on. So for any other ferries, not necessarily, but for the cable ferry, we are trained and prepared for man overboard, fire drills, evacuation, that sort of thing.
As the ferry arrives on Wolfe and the passengers disembark, I ask Mitchell, what sort of emergencies has he seen?
We had some gentleman butt dial on his ski-doo, and we had the Coast Guard fly over and ambulance dispatcher and all of that stuff. But it was quite cool to see the response time from the Coast Guard, because they were pretty quick from when the call was made to when they arrived. So that was interesting.
Mitchell's day continued with a return trip to Simcoe, and I'd like to say how grateful I am to him for his insights. Thanks for watching.